Guys, John here, Mr. Forex Fire. So a quick little cheeky trade. Just have a look, share the screen. I got in on a US30 earlier on. Obviously, the US30 trades that I don't sort of call them into the group. I just do the currency pairs. But what I'm looking at the moment, this one's going to be on demo. Simply because I've already got me profits for the day. Try to get back in, but took a very minimal sort of loss. Still at 563 out of the 800 required. If we go back on to the chart, I'm just sharpening the senses, if that makes sense. All of that. So what we've got a Fibonacci, okay, going from the low up to the high. Starting to get a bit of a retracement. But when I drilled, this was from an hour, I should say, from an hour aspect. After we come up, we come down. So we're basing from the bottom of the directional candle, which is the green here, up to here. We're starting to get the reversal down. Okay. I want to head towards this halfway point. So as we've gone high, higher low, high, I want an expected higher low to come in or around that area, you know, for a retracement back. So what we're looking at is, let's have a look, from here up to here, up to here, up to here, and then down to there, you know, making a higher low, higher low for a continuation, okay? But I drilled it down to a 5 minute, so we got within a chart, okay? So just to show you, we're then going to get the favorite. I'm going to draw it from, again, that lower low, the higher low, sorry, up to the higher high. Let's just see if I can get right into this. So you can see the 618, okay, on the 5 minute leg, the 618 is roughly on the area where I'm looking for an entry. And then I'm wanting it to come down from that short entry area down to the higher time frame, 50% move of the initial fib. So this hasn't quite ticked in, I don't think, just yet. This is my paper trading account. It started at 10K a few weeks ago. I've massively grown it using the US30 trades. So this is what I'm using to sort of hone in on my skills on the US30. Again, I'm using like the lot sizes are not huge. If this was to come to take profit, it's tag us in. So each pip or each thing's going to be worth just over $10 or so, if that. If this was to lose, okay, we'll just put that there, it'll be about 930. If it goes on to get to the target that I'm looking towards, it'll be just over $3,000 of profit. Now we'll see this retraces in. Just take a look. You can see I'm nicely in about $84 of profit. That'll fluctuate obviously as it sort of tags itself in. But I've shown you the preference of what I'm looking at. Based upon the 1 hour swing, Fibonacci, using the 618s and things like that, and then drilling the last leg down on the 5 minute, getting the super entry of this 618 on this leg here. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video. We'll see what happens with this. And in fact, I'm going to clean this off a little bit now because we don't need these fib ranges. We'll see what happens with this trade. We'll see if it plays out. And this is a risk to reward of 1 to 3.55. Nicely in 114, bouncing between 70 to 114 profit at the moment. We'll see if this holds, see if it plays out. Again, doing massively well on my sort of challenge. The challenge I've got at the moment with my Forex funds, I haven't been sort of risking too much on it. I've just been using primarily for the US30, moves. And again, out of the 800 required, I've got 563, around about 10 years left. I'm not overly sort of getting worried about it because I've just taken $100 odd today. And again, I've got 10 days left, 9 days left if you count the weekend, you know. So it's only 230 odd. I think it equates to around about $20 odd a day if I was to box it into a minimal amount, you know. But we'll see what happens with this trade. See my fib levels and the way I've approached it, see if it works. And I'll be back in a short while. So we're just quickly having a quick checkup before I go and get myself a cup of tea. You can see, you know what I based this on, based upon Fibonacci on a higher swing, okay, the high, higher low, higher high, anticipating a move to make a higher low, okay, as a bit of a pullback. We had this big initial push. If we go back to that 1 hour, okay, a lot of buying pressure on here. Again, if you wanted to mark anything up, you're looking between there and there is going to be an imbalanced area. There we are. So there's an imbalanced area there, you know. As to, we've got imbalance here. This is based on the 1 hour frame, to be honest. So you just put the imbalance on there. So you could quite easily get a push down into one of these areas here, to be fair, before you get another continuation. However, I do think price is going to be coming down at this time, based upon what I was doing on my paper trading account. Again, got to stress this, guys. I was trading from a 10K demo. I've now got this just under the 40K. And I'm only doing little and often on these sort of trades. US30 over the 4 or 5 years of me trading, I've never really got into it until it was around about 2 months ago. Started getting used to sort of the support and resistance and the way price moved certain areas where the banks sort of bring prices to on the whole levels. And yeah, it's overall, I'm enjoying it, to be fair. And that's what this challenge here was all based upon. All US30 trades, got a percent win rate of 73.17. Using an approach on here is little and often, okay? Only looking at $30 to $40 profit a day. But when I see moves like this, I'll tend to look to see where it's spiking and then put a level of support or resistance where it's topped at, okay? Look to the left on the higher time frames of 1 hour and 4 hours. Is there a significant area there? If there is, and it's like a barrier, it's a wall or a roadblock, I'll then go down to a lower time frame. And then what I generally do then is I'll wait for like breaker structures, return back to order blocks, if that makes sense. So as you can see on here, basically this candle here in itself, obviously you've had a breaker structure there, you've had a return into the order block, or if you wanted to wait and be a bit more conservative, wait for a breaker structure here, return back up into the order block up here, you know what I mean? So everybody's approach is different, to be fair. We'll just take a look. And that's sort of I'm looking at 509 profit at the moment. Like I say, I am anticipating a move further down to here. I did enter a trade again, to be fair, only on a minimal lot size on here. If it comes down to here, it's going to be another $20 odd in profit. Again, I don't want to risk too much because I'm so close into the challenge. So that another 20 odd profit on this is going to take me to around about this, just under the $600. And that would leave me with just over 100 and what, let's say if this comes in we're looking at 24.70. Let's just work this out. So 563 here 2 plus 24.70. So it's 588, give or take a few pennies. I would only need around about 200, just over 200 on $212 of profit. Okay. And I've got around about 10 days, nine or 10 days to get that. I'm going to let this run. If it hits out on the stop loss, means I've only lost $15. I can live with losing $15. It doesn't really bother me. I just anticipate this move a bit more. Don't want to risk too much because we're doing well. Again, based on the parameters that I've got on my paper trading one, which I'm trying to get used to trading bigger money, if that makes sense, but keep it as if it's a real account. So I started with a 10K. I've scaled it to nearly 40K at the moment, but I've been going for bigger pushes or bigger lots, if that makes sense. Nothing that would be deemed detrimental to an account. Risking more towards like a 1 or a 2% on this one compared to the actual funded challenge itself. So just going to give me a bit more confidence for when I go for the bigger moves. Okay. Again, even on this, when this gets so far down, I might even close it out at a 10 or a $10 profit because I'm happy with what I've got so far. We'll see what happens with this. See, we'll get the push down again. If it does give us what we want, we're going to be looking at just over $3,000 profit. We're risking around about $900 of profit, but I can do that. One, it's a paper trading demo account. Two, this did start at a 10K account and it's trebled. It's trebled, more or less quadrupled in its time of me trading the US30 on it. Okay, so I'll pause the video. We'll be back in a short while. All right, so just to give you an update on what I'm doing at the minute, we're just over 600 to 620 profit on the paper trading on the 10, what was a 10K account, now up to 40, just about. My live funded challenge at the moment, it is only pennies because I am risking very minimal amount on this. I've now moved the stop loss to just over the break even, and I'm going to just try and push my luck and see if I can get a further 80 quid out of this, to be fair. If I take that a further 80 quid, push me luck if it does do that, to be fair. We're looking at 5, 6, 3. We're looking at 643, the challenge would be at. So that would mean I would only need about 100, just over 150 quid. Just going to let this run now. I can go and enjoy a cup of tea, a bite to eat. Let's see what happens. And then we'll just take it from there, guys. I'll pause the video, be back in a very short while. We'll just see what this is going to run to. We've got the London session, not the London, we've got the New York session coming up shortly. So again, in the next hour or two, we might get a spike down. I'll be keeping a close eye on it because if it does start dropping, then I might start moving the target area further and further down. I'm not going to be moving the SL any further down because if it does come back and it spikes me out, I'm in profit by only by 50 pence or something like that. But that's a risk. That's a risk I'm willing to take simply because it just means I've won, even though it's just 50 pence. I'm on a risk-free trade. Let's just put it, okay. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if the overall conclusion of what I thought was going to happen, where we were going to come down to the area based upon the 2 Fibonacci level areas. I've got a to the pip entry, to be honest. If you look back on the video, how I come across this move, the higher highs, high lows, higher highs, anticipating an area of a higher low. Okay, if I just do this to this, again, the 50% area of that pullback retracement is also here. So again, it's targeting into these areas. Method of me madness and how I do reversals on these Fibonacci things, even on the pullbacks, to give me other areas of confluence, if that makes sense. Looks like we're going to be heading towards the 700 mark soon. It's dropping. And again, we are coming to the New York session. Overall, this one, it is only pennies to the pound at the minute, risk-free. Happy days. I'm over the moon with that start and what we've getting today. Once you click on this, we can see we are around about 563. I've taken over 1% of profit at the moment. Overall, nearly 6% of profit. That should be going better once, if we do get this drop, if we do get the initial drop of what I'm waiting for. But we'll pause the video. We'll be back in a short while, guys. Further catch up, guys. We're now heading towards the 900, between the 850 to 900 of the initial target of just over 3K. The news is just about to hit the next half hour or so, I do believe. The trade I've got at the moment is nicely in profit. Let's get rid of that. Nicely in profit. Yes, it is only pennies, but again, it's all I need. I only need pounds to get into. I do believe it's around about what, 100 and couple of hundred of that, couple of hundred to be able to get past the challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the news. We're going to get some form of retracement. Hopefully this structure will hold. But even if this is going to be a continuation to the upside, I still believe there's going to be a drop in price towards this area because of this initial range, this initial leg. There's got to be a retracement from this, to be fair. Again, if we go back up to the 1 hour, where we were going from the A, B, C, there was a lot of buying pressure on here. So there's got to be some form of retracement. Even if you go from here, okay, you've got to pull back there. So it's from that candle there up to there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get these fibs out. We can see that the halfway point of that leg, you've got to go from the candle. You've had a bit of a retracement pullback here. So the leg's got to be from the up candle to there, okay? You can see there's an imbalance area here, between here to here. 50% of that initial push is right there, okay? So we might see price might sort of push down to here before doing a continuation further up. That's one scenario. What I would like to see is obviously from this swing push to this swing push. So you've got your 0 to your 100 fibs between. I would like to see price come back down to at least the 236 area, but it's more likely to do the halfway point of that initial leg there, to be honest. But we shall see. I'll just put in another sort of push from here down to here, then push up. It's going to be one of those two scenarios. We've got imbalance to attack further down here. We've got a price range. Again, I based the initial trade idea on the 1 hour fibs, then drilled it down to the 5 minutes. Okay, we drilled it down to the 5 minutes from the push. Again, we pushed out of here. If we did it from here to, let's see here, again, your 236 is coming down to the imbalance area on here. Your 50% on the 5 minute is coming within. We've got two areas of importance inside the imbalance, the 0.5 and the 3-year 2, where we could get a bounce from. So again, it's stacking up the confluence, you know. 874. We'll see what happens in the next half hour with regards to price. Again, based upon what I'm doing and the techniques that I do use on the US30, I did sort of start this trade out on 10K. It's now more or less quadrupled. From there, I'm hoping to see price push down on here as well to possibly get me through my challenge. I'm going to pause the video. We'll be back in a short while and see what happens. There we are, guys. The news is just about to come in. We're over $1,000 now on our paper trading one. Yeah, it's only a tenner on here, but again, I only have to get to 800 on my funded challenge one. I am expecting a price drop. I've actually dropped the price on this right the way down to where it would have actually pass me through the challenge. It's never going to go all the way down the bottom of here, but I'm just leaving the spread or the wideness on that there, so I can just quickly look and see what price gives. If I can get about 30, 40, 50 quid out of this on that minimal amount that I've risked of a 0.10, because on my Forex funds, the 0.10 is equivalent to 0.01, if that makes sense, because of the contract size. Whereas an FTMO, this here will be on nearly 900, I do believe, 900 points. This is just on 90 pips or so at the moment, I do believe. Something to do with the contract sizes, to be fair. The news is going to hit us very, very shortly. We are starting to get the drop down into these imbalance area. It's wicked off that. If you see, it's wicked. We may just get the retracement now and go back to the upside. It's looking as if it's doing that. This is on the 5-minute candle. Again, we might get, you may see the price sort of starting to get manipulated. Overall, the price range, that's what we're working between, okay? Just to talk back, you can see we were just over $1,000. It's now starting to push back. Again, I'm not worried on this because it is a paper trading account on this. But one thing I will say, like I've said in the last, 20 minutes or so, this here started at a 10K account. You can see price is fluctuating massively now. It's went from 600 to just over $1,000 again. So the news is starting to filter through, starting to come in. So it has anything been said. Greater than forecast, which is good. But currency, so the actual 1.1, we might see the price spike up, to be fair. Not until we sort of get this manipulation in the here, I would have thought. I do believe the bias is still on a continuation up over us. Again, we've got a low, a high, 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 low, higher, high. I still anticipate a push to come down into this area, stay within the range before it then does a continuation to the upside, to be honest. We'll see what happens with it. Go back to the Forex calendar. Let's have a look. Get my ugly mug off to the side. Minimize that down. I'm not sure if the news has came out just yet, but it's spiking down at the moment. Will we get the actual full push? What I was anticipating on here to get this $3,000 on the paper trading. The other one, I wish I'd put this on with a bigger lot size now, to be fair. I could have quite easily been through my challenge if I had done. Not to worry though, it is what it is. We're just going to see. We'll get this push through to 600, so then it leaves us with a couple of hundred. See if we can get another 20 quid or so put onto this. If I get this up to 20, 30 quid, I might just close it out, to be honest. I'd be happy with that because then it just leaves me with a couple of hundred to get. To go back. I'm going to pause the video. We'll be back in a short while, guys. We'll see what happens with the news and the spike. I'll come back on just after 2 p.m. All right, so what I'm looking at, guys, I've closed out the trade on my, you can see on there, on the parallels, because I use a Mac, and MT4 is now closed out. The 563, if I do that, I'm getting an extra 6 quid out of it, which isn't bad considering I was only risking 0.01s, you know. Overall, about 130 profit. Took a little bit of a hit. earlier on, but still, that equates to around about $230 I need now, if that. No, yeah, yes, $230 around about to get to the pass. Again, not overly sort of, if it was on Forex pairs, then maybe a little bit concerned on trying to get towards that, because I would need to risk quite a sizable amount of lots and things like that on currency pairs to get those pushes. But US30, I've not taken many trades, if I'm honest, throughout the whole of the course of so far. I've got 11 days to do it. Generally, when I look at this, I'll take away around about 2 days in case I don't see anything, and then I'll divide it by whatever is left. I think it works out to be just over $20 odd a day over the course of a 9-day period. So when I'm looking at something and I want to know what I need on a daily target, I'll always take away 2 days from whatever's left on the challenge. So that works out to be about 2 days. What I have got, though, still live at the moment, and you can see why I took out the trade on my funded challenge, is simply because this was over $1,000 in profit at the moment, or it was over $1,000 in profit. It's now pulling back because of the news. So on my paper trading account, I'm treating it as I would if it was a real account, you know. I'd be happy with having that as profit. But again, I've got this now standing at a risk-free trade, okay? If this comes back and hits us out, it's going to give us just over $70 odd of profit, okay? From that, it's what I'm willing to risk, because I do believe possibly these structure areas within this range is going to sort of hold for me. Again, it's come down to test the top end of the imbalance area when you go back up to that hour time frame. Let's take a look. Let's go back, put that back where it should be. You can see the imbalance between here and here. It come down to touch towards it, didn't mitigate into anything on there, and we got another one a little bit lower down. And again, we went over fibs and what I was doing with directional buys and things like that. There was a lot on the news today, to be honest, with regards to the Feds and things like that, and what's going to be manipulated in price. I do believe this is going to be a continuation to the upside. However, I thought we might have gotten a crash down towards within the range of this leg here to come into the imbalance before shooting off. We may still get that. However, it may not. It's just simply, there is going to be a continuation to the upside, I do believe. I do believe it's going to be a bullish trend up to a weekly high area somewhere up here, to be honest. But again, risk-free on this. The main challenge account that I've got, I'm happy with that. Fire trades today, I haven't called anything on fire trades today because there's nothing that screams out to me at the moment. I'm going to give it another hour. We're going to have another look. If something hits me, I'll certainly put it into the fire trades area. But again, even on that, guys, we're doing fantastically well on that. 360 pips caught on one staged entries. If you were to stage these back into 10 pips back over on yourself in your drawdown areas, what we are on 1,230 pips for the month on staged entries. That's fantastic. This is fantastic still. 100% win rate so far this month. I'm not going to jinx anything. I don't just want to call something to rush into it. You can see even on this, quality over quantity every time. And now that we've tried and tested the staging areas, okay, I have had 1 or 2 people saying they have been missing these sort of entries. Again, we go over to this side. If you were to stage the entries, so even if you missed this entry here, you could stage back on yourself by a 10 pip move, okay, and still get in on the trades, to be fair, okay. I hope that makes sense. It's one big learning curve. It's a big sort of in this together, you know, trying to make the group as strong as we can. And again, going on what we've got a 540 pip, 850 pip. Then we started coming into the conflict in Ukraine and Russia, sort of hit us for the month of March. Still ended the month positive, but again, this is where the staging comes in. This could have been double or quadruple or treble, sorry, if we stage things in, and you're not going to lose as much on your risk to reward if you stage it in, because you're sort of breaking down your whole, whatever your lot size, initial lot size is on one entry, and then you would be breaking it down, staging back on yourself. So you're not going to be risking as much, to be fair. But overall, happy with how things are going this at the moment. Again, I'll just leave this running. I'll see what happens, see if it does come down to playing the areas I thought before it takes off to take us out on a risk-free trade. Again, very happy with what I'm doing with this. I'm treating this as if it was a fully funded 10K account. I've brought it up to 10 to 40K just about. I'll be happy with that any day of the week, to be fair, as most of you guys would be, I would have thought. But yeah, again, let's just have a look in the members area. So we'll see, yeah, Peter's put in on the currency strength. Some people coming in with some good profits and things like that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope you're enjoying the group. Anybody who's watching this from outside that's not in on the group at the moment, again, I'm just going to stop the share a minute. Again, what it is, there's a lot of these platforms out there, or a lot of these communities that are out there. Nothing wrong with them, but overall, you've got to pay. You've got to pay to be part of the community. And they go around about how they say this is free or that is free, but you have to pay for this. This, guys, what I said with this is totally different. It is the one and only true community that can say it is for traders. We trade as part of a group, a community. We learn together, we trade together, and we win together. Okay, you're not brought into this to be upsold to a course, or to be upsold to a platform, or to be told you've only got access for 7 days, and if you want further involvement, then you've got to come and be part of this network and platform. That's not what this is about. This is about being able to get people to come in a stress-free environment, learn at their own pace, learn at their own pace. And if you're willing to pay in the currency of your own time, that is all it's going to cost you, your own time and energy, to start to progress and start to understand the markets. Okay, we don't have hidden agendas inside of here. Okay, again, this is why I've always worked upon this concept of we learn together, trade together, and we win together. A concept I came with a few years ago. I've been part of other platforms. I've been part of other, like I say, network marketing things, and I just got fed up with the whole thing, simply because, yes, the platforms and things and what they do can be okay, but again, too much crap, too much noise goes on in there, and it's always geared towards signing people up to get people ranked. Okay, a lot of the guys that are involved with that sort of stuff don't trade full time. To be fair, they're possibly just trading on the money that they're making from yourselves being a paid member in there, where they get paid a commission from that. I wanted to take all that hoo-ha away, wanted to cut it all out. And like I said, the Forex Fire Discord was born. They'll be coming up to its second year in September, and it's going fantastically well. So I hope you're all enjoying it. If you haven't, or you're not inside the Discord, just give us a shout. I'll get you a link to come inside. Again, if you're involved with any sort of network marketing company and you're trying to come in there, I don't want you in there. Nobody else does. It's just the way it is. It's a tough rule. And it's just the way we are. Okay, so if you want to come inside, or if you're already in the Discord and you want to get an invite link for one of your friends to come in to be a trading buddy with you, just let me know. We'll get you involved. Okay, guys. So just close this out. Let's have a look. Just to close this out, we can see the US30. It looks like it's just hovering around and just messing around with us. I'll be happy if this, even if this closes out at just over 70 odd US dollars of profit. I am anticipating a move down to here. It's done what it's needed to do for me. Yes, I could have closed it out at $1,000 or more, but again, my directional bias. I did want to anticipate a move in these imbalance areas before the higher push on a continuation, because it's safely within this leg. Keep it live, we'll keep it going. From there, guys, you can see on my challenge on there, we are 73% win rate, averaging just over $23 a day. I took 6 trades today. This lot size on here, 6.90. Contractual size, that would be averaging a 0.60. Okay, so again, there's a contract size that's involved with that. It's not a 6 whole lots that I've used. That would work out on the contract size of the My Forex ones being a 0.6. With that being said as well, just over a couple £100 to get on that. So loving it. If you want to get involved, or you know someone who wants to come in and be involved with what we do inside of here with the Forex Fire, there's a lot of stuff going on where people have passed their challenges, and a lot of people having a lot of success. And we all, like I said, we all do this together as one. Okay, guys. So I'll catch you all later. See you later.